Hello, welcome to Croatia Vibes. My name is Katarina, and this is where you get to know all about Croatia. So, if you're new here, consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. Actually, I'm an African, as you can see, and I've been living here for the past 6 years. So, I'm going to 7 years in Croatia, and I'm pretty happy to tell you about this wonderful country and its people. So, just feel at home if you really want to know about Croatia, and if you really want to know about my views and experiences about this wonderful country. So let's go. Today I want to talk about 5 reasons why I love Croatians. The Croatian people are wonderful. So this is a country that has about 4 million people. It is believed that about 3 million people of Croatian people live outside this country. So there are a lot of people all over the world with the Croatian heritage. But actually, the people who live here, it is estimated to be 4 million people. So you can imagine it is a pretty small country in terms of population, but it is a really wonderful country to live in. So, and I've really called this place for home, and I don't feel I'm going to go to another place, or I don't feel like going to another place because this is my home. So one of the reasons why I like Croatians, it is because they are so friendly. They are friendly people. You have that general feeling, especially me being an African, coming from a different continent, coming from a different culture, and then I come to a different country where they're not used to so many Africans. I can pretty say that Croatia is still a really white people country. So then for black people like me, you feel like it is a different country everywhere. There are different people. So when I came here first, I was thinking it was going to be really difficult to integrate and to be able to communicate and, of course, to chat with other people. But actually, you find that they are very friendly. So on the streets, if you get lost, for example, in Zagreb, if you're looking for directions, if you just stop to someone and ask for directions, usually these people are very, very happy to help you. If they know exactly where you're asking about or what you're asking about, they're there to help you. They are really usually friendly, and sometimes they're just smiling on the streets, and it is just so nice to see that. Sometimes I also experience this, that when I go with my boys to the shop or on the streets, I find that some Croatians are really nice and they're just smiling at the boys. And sometimes you can find that they just get a bar of chocolate and they give to the boys, and that is usually very, very encouraging. I have not seen that in Africa, and I think this is really nice for the Croatian people to be this friendly to foreigners, and especially to people like me. So they are really friendly people. Another thing that I love about Croatians is that they are very hospitable people. This is actually shown when you go to visit them in their homes. So most of the times you will go to visit them in their homes and you'll find that they have prepared everything. The table is prepared as if it is a feast, as if there are so many people coming to celebrate. So you'll find, if you're visiting a friend, I'll find like I have a lot of choices, a lot of nice bites, and sometimes barbecue, janjetina, we call it here janjetina. Sometimes you find a lot of kulen, that is the Croatian sausage. It is very tasty and spicy. So you find that they prepare everything for you, and of course they give you coffee because Croatia has a very big coffee culture. So, and of course they'll give you the best wine that they have in their reserve. And sometimes when you're going home, they also give you something to take with you, like a bottle of wine, or some other thing, maybe some meat or some vegetables, because that is something I really feel like it is really nice. It's nice for the Croatian people to have this kind of hospitable culture. So then I feel like they're really nice and welcoming people. Something else I like about Croatians is that most of them grow their own food. Actually, you find that when I came here, I came with a business idea of having permaculture. So permaculture is a system whereby you grow biological organic food, and then you, of course, in the process, sell it to people. So then and get some money in return. But when I came here, I realized that was a failed business idea because most Croatians have their own kitchen gardens. Most houses, actually, even in Zagreb, in the capital city of Croatia, you find many people have their own small kitchen gardens, and most of those small kitchen gardens are actually organic food. They are not chemicated food. So then I found out that I'm not going to be able to sell vegetables as I expected in this country to people, to my neighbors, for example, because then it was not going to be a visible business idea, because then almost everybody grows their own food, and if they don't grow it, the vegetables in the market, they are very fresh and they look very nice and enticing. So that was not going to be a good business idea for me. So that is something unique, and it is something I really admire and I want to do in the near future. I want to have my own kitchen vegetable garden so that I can be a real Croat. Something else I like about Croatian people is that they have a very laid back culture. You'll find that in many countries, people are really just living to work and not working to live. They are just moving from one activity to the other, from one job to the other. But Croatians, I'm not saying that they don't work. They work very well. They work very hard, especially in the countryside, like where I come from, or where I live. But they also take their time to enjoy life. They take their time to take some coffee with friends, chat around with friends, visit their friends, and also help their friends. Sometimes I hear from my neighbors that they are going to a friend of theirs to help them with a renovation project, for example. So several friends come together and they help their friends to do a renovation project. I find that one very nice. I find that one very laid back, and you feel like there is a nice culture. When I came here first, I was renovating my first house, and I used to see many Croatians passing by because one of my houses is just really along the road. So people were passing by, and they could see me working and, working with the wall. And they always said, Polako, Polako. Polako means slowly. So you can imagine how laid back people are here. So people are really taking their time. They're taking their time to enjoy life, to feel the life, and just to have a good time as they continue working. So this is something I really like about the Croats. They are really great people. Something else I like about the Croatians is that they speak English. So I don't mean in the countryside, like for example, where I live is really the interior of Croatia. Although when in the city, there are plenty of people who speak in English. But when you live in the small villages, of course, most of them don't speak English. But on average speaking, many people speak in English. If you go to the cafe bars, if you go to the restaurants, especially in the big cities, you'll not have any problems with trying to speak in Croatian, for example. Most of them speak English, and that makes it very easy to communicate with them and for them to get to communicate with you. So then it is really nice and really good for people to be able to understand you, because a language can be a door or a barrier for your life. So then when I see this, I really appreciate the fact that they speak English, and the fact that they are always willing to speak to you in any language that you want to speak with them, especially they understand. Something else I really like is that they are also very well versed with the current world. For example, they are very educated. You'll find most Croats are very educated, and they're very versed with the current world. So you could talk about anything from the latest books to the latest movies. For example, there's so many Croatians who are watching Hollywood movies and series, so you always have something to discuss about. So then internationally they know a lot of things about the rest of the world. So that is something that I feel that they are always have they always have something to talk about. They always have something to discuss about, and that is really great. Something else, another reason why I like Croatians is because they love their culture, their traditions. There are so many countries that have lost their traditions. They don't have their traditions anymore, and they don't sing their traditional songs or dances. But here you still find that people have those days where they have traditional days, and they are able to celebrate their tradition. And even you find some Croatians also wear their traditional clothes to dance their traditional songs. And actually also you'll find many Croatians, especially the older ones, in their homes. You'll find that in the television they have this traditional folk dance, and it is really encouraging to see that these people like their traditions and they like to preserve their tradition. And it is something I'm still getting to learn about, the Croatian culture and the Croatian tradition. So it is really amazing that I'm in this country where people have not lost touch of their culture and their traditions, and I'm going to be able to learn the traditions, and I hope maybe someday I can pass it to my boys, or my boys can pass it to me. They were born here, so probably they will pass the traditions to me. So then it is amazing, and that is why I like Croatian people. I have so many other reasons, but those are the top reasons why I like Croatian people. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one.